This is Oscar Echo 1 Tango Romeo India. Some of you have requested a short tour of my basement check, so here we go. Of course it's in constant change, but that's my current setup. Let's start with the power supply first. The shack is powered by 14 12-volt cells with a total capacity of 14 kilowatt hours, which converts to about 1100 amp hours on 12 volts. There are solar panels on the roof, and I have a Victron charger system here and a KMOD inverter which converts to 230 volts. A generator serves as a backup power supply in case there is not enough sun or there is no power from the public power grid. Two power plugs. Here on the left is grid power, on the right battery power. There is a key switch here to safely turn off all devices in the shack. A transformer from OE1TRI, and on top there is an ampere meter and a voltmeter to check the power consumption. Yeah, and here all devices are connected via Anderson power pole system with individual fuses. That makes it easy to see if there is anything wrong with any of those devices. I love switches and lights even when they are not so necessary. But yeah, here you can see the switches for turning on and off the individual lighting. This is my main lighting here on the desk, and that's kind of the battle room lighting, I would call it. Other switches include here the SWR meters here, one of the unnecessary switches, doesn't really make sense. Here's a switch for the lower transceivers, and the other two switches here are for the tuners for the two shortwave transceivers. Sometimes the tuners are locking up and need to be restarted. This is for the Raspberry, and the top one is for the antenna disconnectors. So this one gives me the possibility to disconnect all the antennas that are mounted on the roof with these antenna disconnectors here. I think they're quite handy because I can't be bothered to unscrew all the antennas when I'm away. The cables run into those two alpha delta switches, so I have the possibility to use all my 4 shortwave antennas that I have on the roof and switch between the two shortwave transceivers, which is the ISO FT2000 here on top and the FT991A. I use the FT2000 for SSB voice operation and then 991A for digital modes and also UHF. There's a quad band transceiver from a TYT 9800 and a DMR Anytone transceiver. Below the 991A is an automatic tuner from LDG for that unit. On top we have an OE1TRI amplifier, a 300 watts amplifier with the corresponding auto tuner below. The amplifier is only connected to the FT2000 because I only use the higher power for SSB voice operation, and that is mainly on the 80 meter bands because QRM is quite disturbing in the city of Vienna, so you need some extra power. Yeah, this one is simply an FM radio, and below we have the computer with 2 screens here on top. For the small radios I use Visatone speakers. They fit quite well, are easy to mount and have quite good audio quality for the smaller radios. For the large radio, the FT2000, I use the original speaker, the SP2000, which gives me some filters and better audio. On the right there is a shelf to charge my handheld devices, 2 phones for ham radio, voice over IP, and on the left, of course, the obligatory ham clock, which needs to be mounted in every shack. Yeah, and here you see the coax cables, which neatly run up the ceiling here. Yeah, and before I could finish the video, I swapped the Anytone 578 with an Hytera HM785 because it is the standard device we use for the Vienna Emergency Communications team. I hope you enjoyed my shack tour. This is Oscar Echo 1 Tango Romeo India.